Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Dr. Lisa Crump with Launch Your Income. And before we get started, I want to make sure that you do the housekeeping. Make sure you subscribe, comment, and like this video so that we can share out this information to others to learn and understand how they can launch their income in 2025. Come on in and learn a little bit, understanding that your GPA matters. Your GPA is important. You need to set a GPA for 2025. I'm not talking about your academic GPA, so just keep that in mind. We're not talking about academic GPA, but I'm gonna explain the GPA concept in a little bit. But come on in and join me. I'm going to have a lunchtime chat with you all. We're going to talk about how do you set goals for 2025. If you want to think about your next step, your next move, how do you launch your income? How do you make change in life? How do you do that in a very intentional way? And how do you make sure that you're successful? We're going to talk about that. So that is today's purpose. Today's purpose is to learn a little bit about me. I'll learn a lot about yourself. So let's come on in. We're going to talk about setting a GPA. GPA is not just academic. So we're going to talk about what is a GPA in a second. But come on in, you're going to learn a little bit from Dr. Lisa Crump, and I'm going to share how you can think about 2025 as an intentional way to think about your next career moves, your next plans, anything that you want. We're going to start thinking about how do you do that in a very intentional way. Come on in and join me. Let me know if you have any questions. I would love to hear questions that you have. I'm going to share a little bit about my story and who I am, but I'm also going to give you some nuggets that you can take away and think about what are your next moves? How are you thinking very intentionally about 2025? And how do you start that process? It's not something that you just automatically wake up and say, oh, 2025 is going to be a difference. I manifest it. Oh, all that's going to happen. So we're going to talk about 2025 from a very intentional way. This is a lunchtime chat. I'm here for 30 minutes. I'm here to answer questions that you may have. Feel free to come on in and just ask some few questions, but I'm going to talk very intentional about what are your goals. So in saying that, I ask everyone, what is your GPA? And most of you are going to sit back and say, okay, my GPA. Are you talking about a number? 2.5, 3.0, 4.0? What's my GPA? What's my GPA? You must be talking about how you're calculating and measuring my academic performance. I'm not talking about that. That is a measure, but I'm not talking about your GPA from a college perspective. Let me give an intro real quick. So, my name is Dr. Lisa Crump. I'm a boss mom of 4. I'm a wife. I've worked for over 25 years in education, particularly in supporting young adults and adults of all ages in terms of launching their career and advancing their career and thinking very intentional about their next moves. And in many of those conversations, I start off with what's your GPA? And obviously we're at a college or a university because I've mainly worked in higher ed. They're going to answer, oh, I have a 2.0. I have a 3.0. Oh, I could be doing better. I'm not asking about that. I'm asking about a GPA in the sense of how are you thinking about very intentionally? How are you setting goals? The G. How are you making a plan? The P. And then how are you taking action? The A. Because without thinking very intentionally about your GPA, your goals, your plans, and then the action you're going to take to achieve it, then you're going to always be in this perpetual cycle of saying, oh, I'm not going anywhere. Oh, I can't do this. Oh, things are happening. The new phrase, life is lifing. And so I just want people to think very intentionally about how do you set goals? Goals that are going to be measured, goals that are achievable, goals that you can put a plan behind and then take steps and actions to achieve those goals. And how do you do that in a very methodical way? And making sure that you are setting yourself up for success. And a lot of people, they go through the process of saying, oh, well, things are happening and, life is getting in the way of me being able to do these things. And sometimes you can have very, what they call audacious, huge goals out there. Yes, you could do that. But sometimes it may be a goal that is a small goal, and you measure that and have a win in a sense of saying, okay, here's what I'm trying to do today. Today, I'm going to go all day long with drinking, making sure that I drink 100 ounces of water. Okay. What's my plan? How do I attack that plan? Do I drink 10 ounces every hour for 10 hours straight? And so then you take the actions to do that, and just being very intentional about how are you setting your GPA throughout the day, and then thinking about it in a time frame. So maybe you need to achieve something over the course of a month, but at the end of the day, you have to be intentional about setting your GPA. People understand that, life doesn't always have to life in. You don't always have to be stuck in a place where you feel as if things are not going your way. Things are not achievable. You can't get to the next step. You can't change your life. You can't move away from a job because you need to make money, and this job is the thing that's doing it for you, but you have other dreams and goals and you want to do other things for yourself. There's some other things that you could be doing if you set a GPA. If you establish that, if you think very intentionally about what is my GPA. So again, this GPA is not something that I say has to be huge for 2025. When you think about 2025, you think very intentionally about what do I want to gain in my life over the next year? What are some of the things I want to achieve? What are some of the things that I've never done before that I would like to do? What are some of the things that I've always have done, but I want to stop doing? I don't want to do that anymore. I got to change. How do I do that? I think that's often a thing where we just kind of have these things that we constantly do and habits, and then we wonder, okay, well, why am I still doing this? Why am I in this relationship? Why am I in the same job? Why am I not making the money I want to make? Why am I not completing my education the way I set out to do? Why am I not having the same lifestyle as other people around me, and I'm seeing them achieve things and do things that I wish I could do? And it comes back to, what is your GPA? What's your goal? What's your plan? What's your actions that you're going to take? And being very intentional about the process for changing. I need to be very intentional about making sure that I'm thinking about ways I can improve my life, steps I can take. Maybe they're small steps. I gave the water example in the sense of, I just need to drink more water. I'm a soda drinker. I love my sparkling water. Maybe I just need to think about ways that I can improve, so that I'm thinking very intentional about how I make those changes in my life from a diet perspective, from a health perspective. When you think about launching your income, it's the same thing. There's a thing that you want to look at, and that's making more money. That's your goal. How do I make more money? Now, that goal is not just saying make more money. The goal may be, okay, what do I do to improve where I'm making $100 more? I'm using, numbers that we all can look at and have a clear perspective on, making a little bit more. So $100 more may be your goal. But with making that money, it's not about, okay, well, do I need to go get a new job? Do I need to think about how I'm spending? Do I need to think about how I'm saving? Do I need to think about some things that I can take out of my budget or add to my budget? And so just thinking about how you're looking at your world from a GPA perspective, setting goals, creating a plan, taking action. That because I've had countless conversations with young people, countless conversations with adults that are looking to transition in their career, countless conversations with people who are looking not necessarily to change jobs or industries, but they want to promote, they want to advance, they want to see about the next steps that they can go into. And so being very intentional about how you do that, and not looking at, well, maybe it's not for me. Maybe that's not achievable. That's where you have to think about what is your GPA is about, making sure that you're being very intentional about goal setting in your life. And so that's what I want us to talk about. 2025 GPA. We're going to reterm this word so that it means something very intentional for you. What is your GPA? Thank you for watching this video and visiting my YouTube channel. And don't forget to subscribe, comment, and liking this video. So if you want a free copy of that planner, click the link in the bio. You can grab it now, and that way you can start setting your goals for 2025, creating a plan, and taking action. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment, and I look forward to working with you in 2025.